Welcome back, or if you're new, hello, my name is Megan, and today I'm going to do my June bi-weekly budget number 1. We're going into June here pretty quick. It is the 25th, and I want to get a head start because my June budget starts on the 29th. So I want to prepare myself and get my budget ready so I know what's going on the 29th when my husband gets paid. So first off, we're just going to write the dates. It's from the 29th, oops, forgot the 29th to 11th. I already know that's the 29th of May, so I don't have to write that. And it's bi-weekly budget number 1. I just like to put a 1 there. Today I'm using my, I don't even know what this is, a Bic Z4.7 millimeter. I don't know, it's almost out of ink. I actually ran out of ink on my black Papermate Inkjoy gel pen, so I was going to use the blue, but I want to be consistent in using black. It's my favorite color to write with, so we're writing with black pen today. Anyways, I'll zoom you guys in and we'll do income. So if you have watched my previous video of my June budget, you'd know that I am off of maternity leave as of May 27th, so I will not be getting a paycheck at all anymore until I either get a job or I'm going to apply for the CERB. If you're new to my channel, it is the Canada Emergency Response Benefit to the COVID-19 crisis, and I am applicable for it. I did call and ask, and I am, so I get to apply for that on the 7th of June, so that should be exciting. But I'm not going to count that into the budget because until I am approved and have that money in the bank account, I do not want to budget it in, just in case. I don't want to have that budgeted money and not be able to receive it. So I hope you guys understand why I just left that out. But as of right now, we're just going off of my husband's income and then the child tax benefit that we receive on the 20th because we have 2 kids. Anyways, so the income is pretty short and sweet. It's just my husband's. So I'll write hubby, and he works full-time, 40 hours a week. So usually he makes around like $1,600 to $1,700, but the lowest we've seen and we like to budget and feel comfortable with is $1,500. So that's just what we do. So $1,500. I'm not going to write any of my Etsy or any variable income because that's just extra, and all that extra money goes straight to debt, so I don't even count that in because it's you never know exactly what you're going to get. Anyways, I'll move you guys down to bills. Okay, this is where the monthly view comes in. You can see that I have it right here. I filled this out in my June budget, so go check that out if you have not watched it already. We are going based on the 29th paycheck right here, so anything in the red is what we're going to write down, and that's what we need to pay for this bi-weekly budget. So let's just start with the Jeep here. Jeep, that's the 29th. It is $267.33. Next we have rent. My rent is usually $1,000, but with the COVID-19, there is a rental subsidy in British Columbia for $500 off your rent. So I'm going to save $250 each paycheck instead of $500. If it doesn't get paid for some reason, I do have the extra $500 in my savings, so that is okay. If we're just saving $500 this month and it ends up being $1,000. Next is iTunes, and that's on the 4th. It is $135. Next is Jeep insurance. As you can see, I do have my father-in-law's birthday right here, but that is in another category that I'll do in a bit. I like to keep everything very separate, so I know what are bills and what are other expenses. So Jeep insurance, $168.07. Electric is due on the 8th. $135 for that. Wi-Fi is also due on the 8th. That is, $85.80. This pen does not make me write as neat as I want it to, but that's okay. And then for the total, that is $907.55. So that is a lot of our budget right there just on bills. And I knew that would be heavy on the bills because of when I filled the monthly budget out with all the red, I kind of added it up in my head and I knew it would be a lot. So let's move down to expenses. So going down to expenses, what I normally do is I go to our monthly budget and I divide everything by half. But since my husband's only getting paid and I'm not, when I take our income and subtract our bills, there wasn't much left over, like wiggle room wise. So I'll show you what I did to modify that right now. So here are my categories. It's groceries, gas, eating out, my husband's spending, my spending, kids, household, and other. And everybody's categories are different and they're all at different budgets. So when I did half for every other category and subtracted the bills from the income, my budget was too high for expenses. So what I did is I took what we were over $142.55. I subtracted that by the amount that I budgeted for groceries and gave myself a new balance of $357.45. It was going to be $500, but I subtracted that $142.55, and that's what I have to work with. My husband and I are really cracking down on our grocery budget. It's always insane. It's always about $1,200, which is crazy, but we're eating very healthy, and my husband eats like a horse. So we are trying to limit our spending on groceries, so hopefully we can do that. I also have a veggie garden going, so hopefully that comes into play in the next couple weeks here. Gas is $40. I just divided that by half, so our monthly is $80. Eating out is $15. My monthly is $30 for that. $0 for my husband's spending and $0 for mine. I just keep those categories in there just in case we do spend money. We do have a category to put that expense in. Kids, $100. I have $200 set for this for the month, so $100 for this biweekly period. Household would get $25. And other would get $25 because I budgeted $50 for each of those categories as well. So our total for this is $705. So pretty doable budget. Hopefully we can do that. Next, we'll go over to our other category here. So I like to keep the top portion open just in case I do sinking funds. Like if I do get that CERB money, it's $2,000 right up front. So I would put that in as income, $0 budgeted, and $2,000 actual. And what we plan on doing that is doing some sinking funds and putting the rest straight to my husband's credit card. So that will be very exciting, this results video, to see if we got that money or not. So if you're interested in that video, please subscribe so you don't miss that. So Dad's birthday is here. I budgeted $30, just something small. They know that we're on a tight budget with me not getting any income anymore, so they understand that. So now we're going to do the total, so I'll zoom you guys out and we'll finish that. Okay, now we're at the total section. We just write all of our categories here. So income, my neighbor is mowing his lawn, so sorry if you can hear the lawnmower. Income, bills, expenses. Again, I leave these ones blank because these ones up here are blank. Again, if I do get that money, I'll write my sinking funds all right here, and then I'll put sinking funds in the second column there. And other. So income, $1,500. Oops, I wrote that a little too close. Bills, $907.55. Expenses, $705. And other is $30. And we have a remaining amount of $0. And if you didn't understand before, when I took my income and subtracted my bills and expenses and other, I had negative $142.55. that's when I said, okay, I want a zero-based budget, so I'll go back to my groceries, which is my biggest expense and what I need to cut down on. So I subtracted that $142.55, and that's why my grocery budget is lower. Just in case you didn't understand, I wanted to explain it a little bit more. So that's it, guys. Very simple and easy to do. If you do the steps of setting up your month ahead of time, like what I did in my previous video, it's very easy to write up budgets like this. Once you do that initial lengthy part of the budget, everything else flows together. So it's super easy to plan and know what you're doing ahead of time. So when my money hits my account on the 29th, I know exactly what bills to pay. I know exactly what our expenses are, and that I have my father-in-law's birthday coming up. So it's super easy. It keeps me right on track, and I'm telling my money where to go. So I hope you guys are excited on this results video once the 11th hit. I'm very excited to see if I get that CERB money. Hopefully I'll get the extra $1,000 as well. So maybe an extra $3,000 on this budget. So that'll be so exciting if we get that money and we're able to do sinking funds and paying off a huge lump sum of debt. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.